What is good, y'all? SGG Game, man. It's your boy SmooveGotGame back with another Pittsburgh Pirates rebuild video. And yes, you guys can see it. We are live here in LA for the World Series, man. This is game. Can't tell you that. As this is an elimination game at the very least, I can tell you that. So we'll just go ahead and call this game 7. It might be, it might not be, but at the very least, it is an elimination game where both of these teams could be walking away with a dub here today and winning the World Series. We're just going to go ahead and pop in, catch a couple highlights really quick, and see who ends up taking it for this year in the series, year 2024. Thought it'd be a cool, fun way to go ahead and start off the off season here for us. So I hope you guys do like the video in this format. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe on your way in to show that love and support for your boy. As this is going to be Shohei Ohtani versus Jose Barreros in this final game here. Both teams throwing out really good pitchers this postseason. Not really sure if this is either one's, well, obviously this might be the Dodgers ace, but either one's ace this season. But we jump all the way here to the bottom of the 6. Like I said, we're focused mostly on highlights, and this was a pitching duel for the first, I guess you could say, what would that be, total like 10, 11 innings, you know what I'm saying, like 11 half innings. But here in the bottom of the 6, Barreros at 77 pitches will face up against Mookie Betts. Everybody calling each other different names these days. Almost struggle to say his there for a second. But what I don't struggle with is talking about that base hit he hits up the middle to go ahead and get a runner on. Hits have been at a premium today. Runs, obviously, you got goose eggs on both sides. And Shohei Ohtani's now up to bat with a runner on. He flies this one out to right field as this will be gloved in. So Barreros trying to get through 6 innings strong, just like Shohei. We go 0-2 here to Will Smith right after him as he chops this one on the ground clean through the base with the base hit. They're at double play depth, so that was able to squeeze past just with a whole bunch of them, honestly, and put runners at first and second for James Outman. And the first pitch he sees will be a 4-seamer upstairs. He's already 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts, so they would love another one here or a ground ball, honestly. So they're going to throw it low, but this one's going to be on the ground fair. Down the third base bag, and we're finally going to see our first run here of the game. As a runner's going to easily come around. Do they send the second one? They are sending him to the plate. Throw comes in, not in time. James Outman just hits a 2 RBI base hit. I don't know why he moved to second base, but scoring in 2 runners for the Dodgers. And just like that, we come here to the top of the 7th. Ohtani is still in and pitching 99 pitches through the game, and pitch number 100 gets lifted off by Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Solo home run, only his 2nd of the postseason. So the power has been struggling. But hey, he'll go ahead and do a little celebration kickflip as he at least cuts the lead in half. And the Blue Jays needed that offense after that bottom of the 6th went terrible. So it's 2-1 Dodgers now. As we go ahead and slide things out to the closer. Dodgers are sending him out of the bullpen here as we actually jump ahead to the top of the 9th. They're looking to slam the door shut here as their Blue Jays are down to their last 3 outs. Still down 2-1, and it's Evan Phillips. So far this postseason, 7 for 8 of his save opportunities, but a 4.23 ERA. At least will give the Blue Jays a little bit of life and hope, as it will be Rafael Lantaguea. We will be watching this whole half inning, as this could very well decide who walks away with that 2024 World Series trophy. And eye off back, Rafael looking at 2 straight to go down 0-2. Swings and misses at the screw curve. Evan Phillips getting the strikeout to start off the 9th. As now they go back up to the top of the lineup, Isaiah Kenner Falafia is up as he chops this one on the ground. Going from Yankees to Blue Jays, and it does not work for him. Had to throw that in there. You should have came and stayed with us so we can get another ring. As we go to the 2-hitter, George Springer being their last hope. Evan Phillips has done great here. Pitch number 7 will be a liner right back at him. It's going to be a base hit. First pitch George sees, puts him on the base pass, and the time run now is just only about 270 feet away. Bo Bichette, the go-ahead run, is at the plate. And Bo does have power now, so Evan's going to want to be careful where he just lays these 4-seamers. Crowd's going crazy, towels waving everywhere. They want to see the end of the series here. It's been a long and stressful one. The 0-1 chopped on the ground short. He'll gather, throw over to first base, and he's got him. Your Los Angeles Dodgers will win the World Series 2-1 by a score of 2-1. In the overall series game, they actually ended up winning 4-2. This was game 6 of the World Series, so they didn't need a game 7, although it would have been just back at home anyway for them. But they're able to go ahead and win this one, as the Blue Jays just had no offensive answers. I mean, their only run came from a solo home run. Not very many hits, not very many chances to have runners in scoring position. And that's the team to beat. We're in the National League with them, and the current World Series trophy holders are on our side of the league. So we're going to have to take down the Dodgers if we want a chance to take down the American League's best and hold up that trophy all the same. So we'll go ahead and get back into the season, man. You remember we finished 58-104. We're going to advance into our very first off season. Now we get to start to look at different free agents, different coaching hirings, and really change this team up how we want it. Quick look at some of the awards here. Enrique Hernandez gets World Series MVP, batted .333 with a solo home run in the World Series. Postseason MVP for the National League was Shohei Ohtani, batting .377, 5 homers, 22 RBIs in the postseason. Isaiah Kenner, .389, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs on the Blue Jays side. So the American League MVP, or postseason MVP. But we have Corey Seager for MVP overall, Garrett Cole, CY Young winner, Josh Naylor, batting title, Jose Leclerc, reliever of the year. Hank Aaron Award goes to Juan Soto. And you know, as a Yankees fan, I love seeing as many Yankees awards as possible. Anthony Rizzo getting Gold Glove. DJ LeMayo getting another Gold Glove. As we move into the outfield, Akil Baddoo, shout out to the old Tiger series. He gets a Gold Glove too as well. He did have a very good fielding ability. So hopefully he upgrades in this game like he did in that series, getting close to a 90. But there goes all the awards for the American League side. Now we're going to switch over to the National League side, where we'll see if any of our players get anything. Shohei ends up getting MVP for the season. Zach Wheeler ends up getting the CY Young Award winner. 21 wins this season, 2.9 ERA, over 200 strikeouts. That's an amazing year. Ketel Marte for the batting title, batting over .311 this season. Reliever of the year goes to AJ Minter with the Braves, 50 saves. The only one to get that close or get to it. Rookie of the year is on the Cubs, Matt Mervis. So somebody that we'll have to see plenty of with those Cubs. Now we're moving into the Gold Gloves to see if there are any from our squad and any division rivals. Cabrian Hayes actually gets Gold Glove for third base. Only 58 putouts, 191 assists, but a .992 fielding percentage. I'll take that. Saw plenty of development this year in year 27, moving to year 28, including a bunch on his defense too as well. So that'll be pretty exciting to look at. Now at least we have some defense at third base. Michael A. Taylor finished third for Gold Glove for center fielder. So got some gloves out there in the outfield and infield, which is good to see. Now we just need to fix a couple of problem areas, and we should be able to, at least make a deep run in this postseason. Cody Bellinger getting Silver Slugger for an outfielder once again with the Cubs, so got to watch out for them. Even though they did end up losing to the Dodgers in 6, but they did beat Philly. Ended up coming out of the 5 spot, so we'll have to keep eyes on them. Milwaukee, St. Louis, all them guys. It ended up, everybody in the division but us had 90 wins, so we really got to watch out for the whole division. So we got a couple of retirements here, 2 pitchers and a catcher, all due to basically kind of ability here. Ben Heller, Yasmani Grandal, Chase Anderson. All of them older, so abilities are going to go down and have the skills to play at the major league level. So it is what it is. Look down below too. I want you guys to briefly comment. Let me know if you see anybody that you notice, anybody that's a surprise, any of your favorite players. I see you, Darvish, going in and retiring, which is crazy. But I said Bumgarner is going to go ahead and retire as well. You Cabrera, I saw that he was retiring too as well. Zach Greinke is going to retire due to his age too. Any other big names on the list? Okay, that's kind of a long list. We're going to go ahead and skip through the rest of that. Those were a couple big names there, though. No retirements at all. Obviously, we didn't see any huge names on any active teams. But now we get to go ahead and get to the offseason where we are redoing this entire coaching staff. I do not like some of these attribute boosts. Like -3 arm strength, -6 arm strength, basically all around. -3 stamina when our stamina is already low. Yeah, the only person I considered keeping was Tariq Brock, but we just won 58 games, so we're getting a whole new coaching staff in under my lineage here too as well. So first base, third base, pitching coach, and farm director, y'all are out. And now we're going to go ahead and look for a whole new staff starting with the managers here. And of course, I'm looking at boosts. I want to see what we can get. Some of the things that I want to focus on: stamina, power, plate vision. Plate vision is a huge one. Here we have with Rich Hazog. He has +2 vision for me. If we go over here to Jack Stratton, he gives me +3 power, which we don't really care about bunt, so we'll take that -2. +2 to his contact, +3 to his power. So I love to add that in to some of our guys. For the pitching coach here, we have Sean Doe, +3 stamina. Very important. I'll take the -1 to break. That's okay. And we have a lot of guys that have really good break anyway, so -1 won't kill them. First base coach here, we got straight pluses across the board with the +2 to speed and +1 arm accuracy with the fielding going up, which saw we gave up a lot of errors, so we love to get that. And then for farm director here, we got Tom Parker, +2 to speed and +1 vision. And then moving on over to the third base coach, we have Maxwell Kaminsky. We'll take the -2 on the actual stealing, but we get a plus in speed, fielding, and arm accuracy. So I think we're getting pluses in a lot of good areas and taking minuses in areas that don't too much affect the game. So I mean, the stealing, the punting, we're okay with taking those ones. No dig. But after we go ahead and sign our coaches, or at least throw our offers out for the originals, we do got to come in here and start looking at re-signing some players. And first is the qualifying offers. And of course, I don't think any of these guys deserve a qualifying offer. I don't think any one of these guys is going to get signed by another team. At least for the qualifying offer amount is $18 million. So there's none of these guys that I'm willing to pay $18 million that I think also will get picked up by somebody else. I mean, some of these guys had decent seasons, but the best one out of all of them would be like a Aroldis Chapman, and he's, I think, 38 now. Did the age? I got to see if the age upgraded. But I think he's like 37, 38 now. So I mean, as old as he is, definitely shouldn't be giving him a qualifying offer here. Yeah, 37, probably about to be 38 as soon as the next season starts. But a lot of regression all around the board. Even with -7 on hit per 9, it's still at 91. Same thing with the home run per 9. That's crazy. But last year was a great addition for us. 2.43 ERA, one of his career best. But to offer that qualifying offer for $20.7 million, I mean, he only really wants $2.5 million anyway. So I'm not giving $20 million to a 38-year-old reliever. So I throw out a little offer here, 1 year, $2 million. I don't think anybody else will pick him up, although it's low interest. I think he could still sign with us just because he wants to play. Martin Perez, terrible season, so I'm not even going to offer him a contract in general. Michael A. Taylor, although he's 34 and older, had a decent season for us last year. It seemed too much regression. The -16 on the power is crazy. And then Riley Tellez at 30, a little bit less regression, and could just be a power bat for us. Hitting one of the only people to hit 20 home runs for us. Saw a boost to his power versus righties. Not paying the qualifying offer amount, so we're going to offer him same thing as Aroldis Chapman, just a little small 1-year deal. Maybe come in and be a DH for us, hold things over while we get these draft picks ready to come up. He wanted 3.4 million this season, so I'm going to drop that down to 1.25 because, like I said, I don't think anyone's going to pick up either one of those two players. And now we get to go ahead and start simulating forward as Jason Stratton is going to accept the offer as the Marlins manager. Not thinking about our offer anymore. We do get Sean Doe. Then we lose Andres Nova for third base coach. This is going to go to the Marlins. That is 2 coaches that say no, 1 coach that comes on. So we're going to look for more replacements here. Miguel Juarez, receiving that minus and drag bunting, but +3 in that power. And then Ray Diaz here, pluses across the board. So we're also going to give him up an offer 2 as well. Just want to make sure that offer is good as we go forward. Miguel Juarez already goes to the Cubs. So going to a division rival. So when we beat them, I don't want to hear nothing. And we actually get a trade off here from the Diamondbacks. They want to give me Gabriel Moreno, a potential 25 years old. So same age as Henry Davis, better potential and better overall. Now he played worse last year though, 223, 8 home runs, 48 RBI. So we'll have to see if he actually ends up being good. But +7 to his vision. I mean, he's got similar starting points as Davis. So I'm not mad at that trade. I mean, one of them could be backup, one of them could be starter. We could have 2 good catchers. Drew Jones also thrown in the mix. You know, we've had him before, and I know the type of player he is. Really good at contact, really fast outfielder, and he gives us that youth. And then David Bednar, I mean, he's 30. I don't know what our playoff window is, but I don't know if he's still going to be good around that time. He's put up, 2 really good seasons back to back, but I would need to have him for like another 3 to 4 years to put up those same numbers, and I don't know if he can do that. So we're going to actually accept that trade. Have the Diamondbacks get a little bit better if they're ready to make their move now, while also allowing us to get some future help. And with that trade to get a new catcher in, Andy Rodriguez, who was a B potential prospect, we're going to go and trade him for a closing pitching prospect from the Orioles. So we're going to get somebody with an A. He's 19 years old. That could eventually take over that closing pitcher role for us. I think he's going to be great. So we're going to let him have some time at the minors to boost himself up. Now, of course, As you guys saw there, we lost Rich for the manager job. So we're having to come right back to the drawing board. And this time we're going to offer up Dave Roberts, just slightly above the White Sox here, kind of upping this deal. +2 to power, 3 arm accuracy though. So plus is all across the board and getting that final coaching offer in. Now the only thing that's left to do here is do our actual re-signs. So now we have actually all of our free agents that we're going to just offer contracts to. And of course, I'm only going to show the important ones. So here, like Quinn Priester. And what I'm doing basically, a lot of these guys are so young that they can only still sign for like the minimum and not even up any years. So you saw there, we got to only offer 1. Jared Jones here can only get a 1-year deal, but a little bit more than the rookie minimum or the minor league minimum, it looks like. So I could sign him for more money if I wanted to. But look at that interest not going down at all. I can sign him to a $60K deal and he's going to be just fine. So in order to save money to allow other good people to come in, that's what I'm doing for him. Anthony, Paul here. Paul can sign for about 80, 90K. Anthony as well. Now we go over to our catchers here. Henry Davis's contract was up too as well. We're just going to go ahead and give him a 2-year, as low as possible, $1.2 million deal, $600K a season. Gabriel Moreno, which you can also offer, just renew these contracts, which I never knew what the difference between renewing and what I'm doing right now is, because I thought I was renewing it anyway. Apparently you can just auto renew it at 80%, at an 80% increase or whatever they had last year. Now I'm not no mathematician. I don't know why I would want to increase your salary by 80% if you wanted to sign for less. So that's why I didn't even use the contract renew feature for the guys that wanted it. I looked at some of what the numbers would look like and then realized I could sign somebody like G1 Bay here for $600K instead of having to pay almost near 90K or 900K. And that gives me more room to go bring in key free agents. It keeps the salary cap, gives us breathing room for future years, so I'm not tied up to anything. And I think it will help out in the long run. So that's what I do. That's my strategy when it comes to re-signing players. I don't obviously I'm not trying to cheat the system because they're still heavily interested. It's not like I'm trying to force them to be interested or anything. I'm giving them what I can at the lowest possible level of max interest though. I'm not even lowering it to give them still green interest, but just max interest, the lowest amount you would take. Even for guys like O'Neal Cruz, who, let's face it, he hit 24 home runs, but did struggle last year because I want to see that average higher than 236 and had almost 20 errors. So I'd love to see those things change. So until they do, we're going to also shortchange him too as well. 1 year, $900K for him. Drew Jones, after trading for him, looks like his contract was up. So we're going to go 1 year, $80K. Pete Crow Armstrong, his contract was up. Pretty impressed with his full year, but he did slide off there at the end. He was hitting over 300 almost all season. But there it goes. So we have our deals in. It leads us to the open free agent market where you see we have Juan Soto as the top free agent. He's already had his qualifying offer made, meaning if I do try to sign him, which would be great, he's 26. This would fix our corner outfield spot in the right field because we need help over there. We just drafted people. But a qualifying offer means I got to give up a draft pick, and I'm not ready to do that yet. Although we probably could win one and be competitive in his window, we can also come back to that kind of deal later. So the main positions I wanted to focus on: right field was still a position to focus on, relief pitching, closing pitching, so that rookie that we just traded for doesn't have to start, and first base. And over here at first base, we're handling that first. I was looking between Christian Walker and Pete Alonso. I'm trying to look at some of the other ones to see if anybody else has anything good, but I wasn't impressed with anybody else's seasons, and I still want somebody to come in and play good defense. So we're going to go ahead and offer up Pete Alonso. The idea here is to get that power, 36 home runs. He's hit over 30 the past 3-4 seasons. A decent average of 250 I can handle in the fielding, to where I don't have to worry about errors coming from my first baseman. And I'm just going to offer him up here a little 3-year deal to come in and be one of our star players, of course, trying to get this deal to where he might get that interest level up a little bit. 3 years, $45 million. And just to add a little bit extra interest, we'll give him a player option for that last year. If he wants to come back, sure. If not, we understand. So to turn into a 2-year deal instead, which will give us time to get a first baseman over there to take over that spot. And I think get us in a better position to be ready to go after a run. And then in right field, we're looking at Anthony Santander, Tyler O'Neill. Since once again, like I said, Juan Soto had that qualifying offer made. I did not feel it was smart to go ahead and try to make a deal and lose a draft pick just to pick up somebody like that. I don't know. You guys let me know down below if you guys agree with that move. I feel like it was the smartest thing to do long term. So, I mean, if we were ready to go or like a year or two away, easily would have made the move, or at least throw out an offer. But here, I don't think we're in that position. That's why I'm also offering these guys that we're getting just like little 3-year, 2-year deals to see if they want to come here and just like bridge the gap while I get somebody younger to come in and be a standout for us. Anthony Santander here. We're going 3 years, $26 million, giving him a player option as well. So it could turn into just a 2-year deal. I thought maybe I was trying to test out if the backload and stuff like that affected their interest. It doesn't seem to. So we're going to get him as well. And then as far as relievers, we have Jose Leclerc, who actually just won the reliever of the year in the American League, and then Clay Holmes. Both of them had a lot of save numbers, but and around the same age. I ended up going with Jose Leclerc though, just because I liked his stats better. This hit per 9, K per 9, walk per 9, home run per 9. I felt like I was getting more out of it with him. So we're going to also offer him, just like everybody else, a little 3-year deal here. We're trying to just go slightly above the other offer there. So we're going 3 years, $19 million. To go ahead and come in and be our closer. Let's see, does it bump up at all if I do an option here? No, not really. Okay, we shouldn't need it. The Rangers are only offering 317.1 anyway, so we're good there. And then relievers, there were 2 that caught my eye that I wanted to look at here. Lucas Sims, 2.92 ERA last year, had 3.1 the year before that. Plenty of games and innings pitched, so I want to go ahead and see if we can add him to the bullpen. You know, the bullpen is always a revolving door. Bringing new guys in that can be good for at least 2-3 years, and then they kind of just fall off. Or if they can keep going past that, you keep extending them. But here for Lucas Sims, this is a 3-year, $8 million deal. Then Jonathan Loaiza as well. Loved where his per 9s were, except for strikeouts, so he's not going to come in and strike out guys. But 2.9 ERA without strikeouts shows me that you're going to be putting the ball where I need it to be placed. You got good control over it, and you know how to make hitters hit the ball to where we need it hit on the ground, in the air, pop-ups. So 3-year, $8.1 million deal to try to go over the Yankees. And there's a full list of our free agents that we've offered. Pete, Jose, Anthony, Jonathan, Lucas, and so the 2 tentative free agents that we have, Rowdy and Aroldis Chapman, which those offers are so low. And if we get the Pete and the 2 relievers, we might not need those guys to sign anymore anyway. So we'll come back to the calendar here, simulate forward a little bit more. We do get Ray Diaz as our first base coach, which is good. Dave Roberts is our new manager. The Marlins have claimed one of our outfielders off waivers, so no problems there. 25-year-old Cannon Smith-Njigba. Giants claim starting pitcher Braxton Ashcraft, so no worries. Just losing a couple guys to waivers. It's all good. So we're going to just try to get through the rest of the month of November, see if any big signings happen. Here's Tanner Scott, first one up. Reds signed him to a 6-year, $46.2 million deal. And I wanted to just come in and check on our guys because I didn't see any big names pop up for us. But one name here is missing. I don't see Lucas Sims on this list of offers. Did we sign him? I mean, those 2 guys obviously still there. Make sure I'm top dog for everybody else. And there he is. Yep. So we signed Lucas Sims. So welcome to the squad. A new relief pitcher. Getting us in another righty that's going to come in and shut things down for us. Tom Parker accepts our role as farm director. That should do all the coaches are filled up now for us. So we have all the guys that we want in place. Juan Soto going to the Whites, 8 years, $320 million deal. A $40 million a season deal. Juan Soto is getting paid by Chicago. They also have to give up a draft pick to the Yankees, but wow. I wonder what the Yankees were offering then to just if he was able to accept that money and just leave. Hopefully it don't happen in real life. That's all I know. We'll go ahead and start fast simulating here now as Jose Leclerc does end up signing with us, 3 years, $19 million. So welcome to the squad. There goes our new closer till we can move somebody down. Clay Holmes, who we're also looking at, ends up going to the Angels. So we want to see him. Corbin Burns, 5 years, $82.5 to go to the Blue Jays. Willie Adams, 5 years, $41 million to go to the Red Sox. And now if we look at our offers, the only one we have left is Pete Alonso, which we are still on top on. Which means we should come over and check. Anthony Santander did sign his offer with us. So we also have our right fielder too as well to come in and hold that placeholder. We welcome in those 30 home runs as he's been around 30 for the past 3 seasons. We're going to be give us one more as what we're trying to look for here now before we make the big time switch into the next season is the Rule 5 draft, which looks like it's there on December 12th. And we also have the oh my gosh, we got him. Yes, go. Pete Alonso signs with the squad, 3 years, $45 million. Yes, this is going to be a huge help to the bats. We were looking at power. Power is one of the weakest things we had. That's going to be a great way. We have him and Santander hitting 30 home runs with the 20 home runs that we already had on the team. We're looking at the offense getting that much scarier. Now, if the pitching rotation stays clean, we'll be all right. Now, we got to figure out who's going to fill up that rotation and bullpen, but we did get 2 new stronger arms. We might be able to at least compete for maybe a wild card spot. It's not the year to go after the series yet, but we might be able to compete for a wild card. At least get out of last place. Now, you see this bogus trade by Atlanta. I don't want a 33-year-old reliever for no reason, even though they wanted just like a deep potential third base prospect. But not accepting that at all, and it'll lead us to go into the draft lottery, where you see here we were the number 3rd worst record. So we got a 16.5% chance, like the Athletics and Nationals, to take the number 1 spot. Let's see where all the other percentages lie. And without further ado, the number 1 overall pick will go to, and this loading screen is long, the San Francisco Giants, with a 2.7% chance to take it, rise up 8 spots from 9 to number 1. We actually jump up a spot as well to number 2. So at least we weren't part of the fall off. There's the other 2 members of the 16.5% dropped. The National Athletics both dropped 6 spots to 7 and 8. You see the White Sox move up 2 to number 3 after just getting Juan Soto. Is crazy. The Padres move up 3 to 4. Marlins move up 1 to 5. Rockies drop 2 to 6, and then the Tigers move down 1 to 9. Everybody else after that stays in their normal spots. But hey, after the rough season that we just had and the key additions we picked up, and then we get to pick number 2, I'll take it. That's why you're never really mad when you're doing a rebuild when your team sucked that first year, because at least you know that's another year of a good draft pick selection. And it takes us right into the Rule 5 draft here. We also could look to pick up maybe some more key talent to come off the bench possibly, or some younger guys to have their careers redevelop here. As we see the first 2 guys taken off, Andrew Bash, looks like he is picked up by the Athletics, and Dari Moreta, which oops. I guess I forgot. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually somebody that I was gonna actually bring up into our bullpen this year. I mean, he did good in 2023, didn't play last year, but had C potential at a 77 overall. I actually was gonna bring him up. He ends up getting picked up first overall in the Rule 5 draft, so that's kind of sucks. But looking at some guys here that could be possibilities for us, there's Colby Thomas, B potential, 64 overall right now, but he's 24 years old. Those numbers at least look serviceable. There's also Nathan Church in left field, 62 overall, so 2 overall points less, B potential. I think I'm going to go with Nathan Church. I liked his stats a little bit better. His hitting stats were just slightly up, and his defense was great. Now, we do have another chance to pick here as well if we wanted to, but we will not end up selecting another draft pick here, as we could have if we wanted to. Gone and picked up both outfielders, but they both have to play, or we give them right back to their team, so it would have been kind of a waste of a pick. So we're going to simulate across as the Rockies end up making one more selection, and one more selection is 3 of the Rockies. So the Rockies actually picked up 3 people. That means there's 3 people they got to keep on their 26-man roster coming from just the Rule 5 draft, meaning that those players have not even touched the MLB field, not even for I think it includes spring training. So they haven't even come up for spring training in the first either 5 or 7 years of their deals. So we have arbitration coming up here. It looks like we win 1, lose 1, 2. Okay, looks like we end up winning 2, losing 3. As we go to get to the end of the regular season, still Brent Honeywell Jr. has not signed his deal, 1 year, $900K. I do actually want to bring him back though. He came up in the September calls and pitched pretty well, 10 innings, a .9 ERA. That's very impressive. So 2 years, $2 million. We'll see if he signs and decides to stay with the team as we go to Sim 4-2 spring training. As we go to get a final look at what these rosters will look like for the spring, we have PCA in center field, Brian Hayes, Brian Reynolds, Anthony Santander, new pickup, O'Neal Cruz, Pete Alonso is a new pickup, Henry Davis, Jared Trillo at DH, and Leovaro Peguera. That's where we're starting off right now. This would be like the day 1 opening lineup if the season started today, before we get a look at what the spring training stats would look like, because that's going to decide who stays on the roster, who makes this opening day lineup. Now, of course, there's some names in here that's probably already etched in, like our first. And basically, I feel pretty strongly about our top 7 are being etched in. Now, I will say Henry is in a little competition because Gabriel does have a better overall, but it's going to be about stats. Who's putting up good games and who's not. So it's going to be an exciting spring to get through to see who is. Now, over there on the bench, too, as well, we have Gilberto Celestino, we have Nick Gonzalez, we have Nathan Church, Akil Williams, Jason DeLay, to see if he can also make his way up here as a backup catcher, possibly. G1 Bay, who will have hitting DH against lefties because he had better contact there. We have Tamar Johnson actually coming up here too as well. Not the only rookie though, as Paul Sneeze and Jared Jones will come up too. Quinn Priester will be up here too as well. So 3 of the 5 people in the rotation are brand new and coming from our minor league system. Mitch Keller, Marco Gonzalez is there. Jackson Wolf, Jordan Hicks fighting for spots. Colin Holderman, Jose Hernandez, Jonathan Loaiza, Yohan Oviedo, Lucas Sims, Rosie Contreras, and Jose Leclerc with Josh Fleming, as everybody will be fighting for a spot. Oh, and Bailey Falter. Don't want to forget him. Everybody will be fighting for a spot, man. It's going to be who puts up the best stats. Will be in the rotations, the lineups, the bullpen. And the guys that don't produce will go down. We have 35, 36 people on roster. That means 10 people got to get cut. So next time out, we will kind of do a quick recap of spring training so you guys can at least see how we came up with the final rosters. Won't show too much of that. We'll get straight into the opening season day game. So if you guys are ready for that, man, leave a like, comment, and subscribe on your way up the video, man. We'll be back with more Pirates rebuild for you guys. And we're going entering into year 2025, year 2 of the series. And we'll see what we can make of it, man. Hopefully we better see improvement. We won 58 games last year. So we're looking for improvement off that, getting closer to 500, and see if we can actually make a push for maybe that wild card or maybe a wild card spot. So next year will be a little bit more slowed down. We'll focus more on full games. Still go through pretty quickly near the middle of the season. We'll slow it down at the beginning, quick through the middle, and depending on how good the team is throughout August and September, depends on how slow or how quick those months will go by. So if you guys didn't enjoy, man, leave a like, comment, subscribe once again on your way out. And I'll catch you guys next time. It's me, your boy SGG, aka the King of Games, aka G and Smooth. And I'm out for the day. Later.